Well, welcome back to my One Take. I'm Alex Miceli, and yes, the Turkish Airlines Open is done. It was more than 72 holes. It was more than 74 holes in daylight. It actually took 2 holes in the lights. Yes, artificial lights that are around the 9 holes at the Max Royale Montgomery course had to come into play because it became dark after 2 playoff holes with a 6-man playoff. Finally, Tyrrell Hatton winning with a par on the 76th hole. That's right, 76. Now, I have to tell you, I've never, ever, ever seen a tournament finish under a full moon, but this did. And it was quite compelling, quite interesting. I'm sure television viewers loved it, there's no question, but I was not a fan, and I'll get to you back to that in a second. But trying to talk to Tyrrell Hatton after the win was a bit crazy. I would have to say that the entire environment around the 18th green after it was over was nuts. It's the only way I could suggest it. It was just nuts. But I did get a chance to get 2 questions into Tyrrell Hatton after his win. Here's what he had to say.
Yeah, obviously it's an incredible feeling to win again, and it makes an average year turn into a good year. So obviously I'm very thankful for that, and I'm looking forward to a week off now, and hopefully I can continue the form into Dubai and finish strong there.
One last question. People would think that it would be pretty hard to play in lights when you haven't done it. When was the last time you played in lights?
The last time I played in lights was actually when we did the world record, fastest hole, which was, funnily enough, here. Was it 2 or 3 years ago now? So it was pretty tough to adjust, but thankfully we didn't have to play too many holes in the dark.
Well, I mean, congratulations to a guy that clearly has problems. He's got a wrist injury that he's going to have surgery on. He's been using painkillers, steroid injections, everything else since the 2017 Masters. It's been that long. So congratulations to Tyrrell Hatton. $2 million to the winner. $2 million. What do you do with $2 million? Going to get married pretty soon as well, but still, $2 million? It's a lot of cash. You know, I mentioned earlier that I'm not a fan of playing in the dark, but that's not necessarily true. I like the dark thing. I think it's kind of interesting. It's just another thing you can do in golf to get people interested. And certainly, from a resort standpoint, it's terrific because people can play at night. There's a given to that. But you look at one, the courses aren't set up that way for professional golf. I mean, if I'm not very good depth perception-wise in dark, then I'm in trouble. And I just go back to Matthias Schwab, who was playing in the last playoff hole, which happened to be with Tyrrell Hatton. Chips across the green, chips past the hole, misses the putt. I mean, does he really do that if he's in sunlight? Now, the players were asked if they wanted to continue, and they said yes. But in reality, does it feel like you have a gun to your head? I mean, what happens when you say no? TV, the European Tour, the players, the charter, this, that. There's so many things that go wrong if you say no that you almost feel like you're forced to say, yes, I will go. It's something that has to be looked at, there's no question. But in the middle of a tournament, I don't like to see changes like that. There's no question about that as well. It's not like changing a par 4 to a par 3 or a par 5 to a par 4. That's not what this is. This is completely different. It changes the entire environment of the tournament, and I think it was inherently unfair. P. Reed, as he's known, or Patrick Reed, as you know him, was named to the President's Cup team, and he happened to be in Turkey this week playing in the Turkish Airlines Open because he's a member of both the European Tour and the U.S. Tours. He took some time, really a lot of time, on Thursday, or rather I should say Friday after his round, when it was public that he was going to be on the President's Cup team, that Tiger Woods had picked him along with Gary Woodland and Tony Finau and, of course, himself. So we had a chance to kind of sneak in and listen to some of the interviews with Patrick Reed, and I want to share a little of that with you now.
It means so much to me. Representing our country and wearing red, white, and blue is something that I absolutely love and I'm so proud of. And to be able to go out and get a pick, especially from Captain Woods, was amazing. And the big thing and what I always was preaching, as well as what he was telling all the guys, is, hey, go out and play good golf. And playing well takes care of everything. And you know, I was able to do that this last couple of months. I was able to get on the right side. I was able to, you know, get the game in form and play the way I'm supposed to be playing. And because of that, you know, I was lucky enough to be able to get picked. Now the big thing is, now that we got the pick, is to go out and earn points for captain and try to bring home that cup.
And where were you when you got the call?
I was actually I was in my hotel room, obviously, but you know, I heard, you know, I was nice enough to hear before 3 a.m. in the morning, so you know, I was able to talk to captain, and since he knew I was over here playing, I was able to you know, find out rather than in the middle of the night. So it was awesome, and you know, the biggest thing is to, you know, go out and win points and play as the best I can for the team and for captain, and go out and you know, bring home the cup.
Look, everything that happened, Ryder Cup, that's done. France is over, at least in P. Reed's mind. And I think in other players' minds as well. I mean, sometimes you just get frustrated. Now, if things don't go well in Melbourne, I expect everybody to be adults. I hope everybody understands that. Adults. But these guys are multimillionaire independent contractors. Anything can happen. But the bottom line is that P. Reed is on this team, and probably better for Tiger Woods' team for being on that team. By the way, Ricky Fowler not on the team, but there's a possibility he could show up on the team. And how is that? Because we have no idea what's going on with Brooks Koepka. Lastly, you know, everybody has a tin cup moment, certainly every amateur like myself, where they just think they can do something and they try, it doesn't work. You don't expect it from professionals, but third round of the Turkish Airlines Open, Eddie Pepperell decided to do it on the fourth hole. Par 5, big pond on the left. He was playing with Martin Kaymer and George Casilla. Martin Kaymer said he had no idea how many balls he hit in the water. It was at least 4 or 5. Others around, tour officials, Casilla, thought it might be more. But Kaymer basically said he couldn't count because it was so fast, the volume of balls finding the pond by Eddie Pepperell. Eventually, Eddie Pepperell ran out of golf balls. Yes, ran out of golf balls. How do you run out of golf balls as a professional golfer? I mean, at what point do you finally say, okay, maybe after the third or the fourth? Certainly after rinsing his sleeve, I would have to say, okay, I'm aiming to the right. Right? No. Eddie Pepperell runs out of golf balls and says, sorry, disqualified under the rules. Embarrassing, not under the rules. Is this really how you want to treat a sponsor? Is this really how you want to treat your fellow pros? Is this really how you want to treat the field? Is this how you want to treat golf? I really, really like Eddie Pepperell. But come on, Eddie. Get your head turned on straight. When people start calling you Tin Cup, that's not a good thing, Eddie. It's just not a good thing. Even Roy McIlroy eventually got the ball over the pond and onto the green. And if he didn't run out of balls trying. All right. That's it. Turkish Airlines Open over. Great event again. Thought I was going to see another American, Kurt Katayama, win, but not. But Katayama's got the game. He's the guy you're going to see on the PGA Tour at some point consistently. Matthias Schwab, I had a chance to talk with him. Very good player as well. We're going to see him on the PGA Tour. Coming to these European Tour events are terrific. Maybe one day you'll come too. Morning read, don't forget about coming to us every day. And then morning listen, my podcast on Friday mornings. I'm Alex Miceli. A little long this time, I'm sorry, but a little excited as well. Have a great, great week.